Verstappen is done, I'm positive he will leave F1 at the end of this season, and I'll tell you why. Right now, Red Bull aren't performing and it looks like a championship is not on the cards. And on top of that, the regulations change next year. And Max is spending more time with his team, Verstappen.com, looking to acquire licenses for different disciplines. But I do think he will come back, so this is what I think will happen.
Max Verstappen sat stone-faced in his car after...
Now, as we know, Red Bull do not have the fastest car in 2025. They have won a couple of Grand Prix with Max Verstappen, but the car is not as fast and not as consistent as the McLaren. And while Verstappen has been keeping McLaren on their toes, any issue for Red Bull and Verstappen can be very costly for them in the championship.
Yes, Red Bull has officially slammed the brakes on all major upgrades to the RB21. With more than a dozen.
One news with questions continuing on Max Verstappen's future with Red Bull. It's not the news that he would have wanted from the team, confirming the RB21 will not get any major upgrade from now until the end of the season. There will be tweaks still to this year's Red Bull Challenger, but already 49 points behind Oscar Piastri in the championship, and potentially that could get even worse given the flexi wing changes haven't really seemed to have done all that much. The next couple of Grand Prix will be critical. Maybe Spain was an outlier and actually the flexi wing changes are more substantial than they initially appear, but this is not good news for Max, especially when after Spain he effectively said, doesn't really matter that I crashed into George, this championship is done and dusted anyway. Van Watson, to your thoughts on the comments.
He's a sick driver, so it would be down to him to manage those tyres. And if he couldn't manage them, then he'd either have to come in or he'd let man buy it, innit? Like the McLarens would get past and he would have finished P3.
So he ended up finishing obviously P4 in the race, right?
Yeah. Marco says Max's win at Imola was no accident. Let's talk about it. At the start of the race, Max's one job was to obviously beat Oscar into turn one. He did exactly that in the most Max super aggressive way. And there, it was straight up dominance. This was Max's second win of the season, but maybe more importantly, this looked like a win of dominance and not circumstance like at Suzuka. Even Helmut Marko said that the updates they brought finally showed their full effect. And when you look at the data, Red Bull matched or even beat McLaren on tire wear throughout the race.
The ones, Max Verstappen is the only world champion to give up on his team mid-season. Because let's watch an interview of Max Verstappen just completely throwing his team under the bus.
The moment itself got you a 10-second penalty though, and that pushes you back down to 10, so it affects your driver's title hopes this year.
If there are any. So I think we are way too slow anyway to fight for the title. I think that was clear again today.
How does Red Bull feel about this?
Let that sink in. That's Max Verstappen, the man who once made comebacks look like brunch plans, sounding defeated in June. And it's not just a one-off comment. His body language has been telling the same story, clipped responses.
A lot of people say that car is built around him. He's kind of like the Michael Schumacher of Ferrari. Truthfully, the car is what it is. He is very quick. So what ends up happening is he has quite a unique driving style, actually. It's not that easy to get along with. I would say my driving is a bit on the side. It's sharp. Next is level. It's sharp.
Did Max Verstappen accidentally sabotage his own race in Spain? Unseen team radio just leaked, and it might have cost him a podium, penalty points, and almost a race ban. By this point, we all know the story. Lap 55, safety car, Max is chasing the McLarens. He tells Red Bull, do we have fresh tires? It'll make a difference. Red Bull's response, box, confirmed, strat 12. But here's the twist. The only fresh tires left in his allocation? The hard compound, which nobody wanted to touch in Spain. And just a real quick, if you don't understand F1 tire rules, drivers get 13 sets per weekend. 7 softs, 3 mediums, and 3 hards. By race day, most fresh sets are used up, and Max just had 1 new set left, the hards. And the hards, in Spain, disaster.
And there are times where the Red Bull car is just not good enough and Verstappen cannot do anything. I mean, look at Bahrain. The balance was just all over the place and Verstappen could get it nowhere near the podium. And Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko has highlighted a lack of consistency in Red Bull's package. He wrote in his Speed Week column, as quoted by Racing News 365, "To win the Drivers' Championship, we need a car that's competitive on all tracks, not just on specific circuits. That's not enough for the World Championship. Against the currently strong McLaren, you only have a chance if everything goes perfectly. We have the perfect driver, but all the factors have to..."